And I'm Phil Houk for Fighting Irish Preview, and these are my last thoughts before kickoff. Syracuse is the third-ranked team the Irish have squared off against this year. In week one, of course, it was Ohio State. They were ranked number 2. 3 weeks ago, it was number 14 BYU in the Shamrock Series game in Las Vegas. The Irish have won one and lost one so far, but the Irish have played really well away from Notre Dame Stadium this year. Besides the BYU win and the close loss to Ohio State, the Irish took out number 3 North Carolina back in, week 4, week 5. They won that game 45-32 in a game that included a 24-point explosion by the offense in the second quarter. That was the best point production the Irish have had in any one game for one quarter, even more than last week's 23 points against ULV in the first quarter. The Irish have played really well in every game away from Notre Dame Stadium. And sometimes there's a reason for that. Teams are fewer distractions on the road. They're a little more focused at a road game. Let's hope that's the case today, because they're obviously on the road today at Syracuse. But in every game, the Irish defense has, played relatively well as far as points given up, but they haven't played great. Every game there's been something, a long drive at an untimely time, in the fourth quarter that they give up that results in points. Ohio State certainly did that late in the third quarter, and or they give up the big plays. I'm talking about the 80-yard touchdown passes like to North Carolina that kept them in the game. And 2 long ones that UNLV had last week that led to points. They had a 79-yard run, a 47-yard run, just explosive plays that the defense gave up. That's happened in every game. But despite that mostly good defense, the Irish have got to put together 4 quarters today if they're going to beat Syracuse. Syracuse plays very, very good defense. They give up 15 points per game on average. That is 6th best in the country. So the Irish may well struggle to score points on offense, even if they put that game together today. And I expect a good performance by the offense, particularly running the football. Some key players for Syracuse: their quarterback, Garrett Schrader. He's a dual threat guy, completing 70% of his passes. He's been outstanding this year. One of the big reasons why Syracuse is 6-1. Now, Syracuse has their leading receiver is a Michael Mayer-like tight end, listed as a tight end, by the name of Arandi Gadsden, 6'5", 220. They use him a lot like Mayer because they will line him up all over the field. And he is Garrett Schrader's honest-to-goodness security blanket. Gadsden on the year, 600 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns, always on Schrader's radar. And Notre Dame is going to have to pay special attention to him. He's the leading receiver for Syracuse. Did I mention they have an All-American running back? Sean Tucker, 5.5 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns on the year. Tucker is an outstanding running back. He also is involved in the passing game a lot. He will catch passes out of the backfield. Despite all this, I see a low-scoring game today, and that relies on the hope that the Irish defense play a complete game today and don't give up any of those big sudden scoring plays or big huge chunk yard plays. And I expect the Irish offensive line, if I was going to give who I think is going to win the game MVP today, I think it's the Irish offensive line. They've got to do it today. And with the big games out of Audric Estime and Logan Diggs, the Irish can control the tempo of this game a little bit, run the football. I think that's one thing they should be able to do for sure. This one's inside the JMA, formerly the JMA Wireless, formerly the Carrier Dome, in a hostile crowd, and it should be a good one. The Fighting Irish preview pick today: Notre Dame 24, Syracuse 21. And those are my final thoughts, and I'll talk to you after the game.